Who were Exeter's first ever opponents in the Aviva Premiership?
I think it was, and I think you were actually playing in the game. How many internationals are there in the Exeter Chiefs squad?
Henry, Nosey, can't.
Please just answer.
Sorelli Nakalavuki signed for the Chiefs from which Super Rugby side?
I think. Phil, name the 3 teams the Chiefs will face in this season's European Champions Cup.
Name the 3 current Exeter Chief players who are all born in Harare.
Who scored Exeter's 2 tries in last season's Aviva Premiership final?
That was and who was the oldest player to ever played in the Aviva Premiership? Yeah, I think you're right there.
Thomas, in what year was the Premiership rugby formed?
Current Bath coach Todd Blackadder led which Super Rugby outfit to 3 titles?
Which 3 clubs have played in every season of the Premiership since its creation? Tough one.
Alright,
Who has had the most Premiership appearances of all time?
Which club play their home games at the AJ Bell Stadium?
Which international country is known as the Simbas?
I want to say. Thomas, name the 5 countries that played at Sandy Park during Rugby World Cup 2015. Say that first country again. Is that, where's that? Where is?
You know.
Say it again.
Name the New Zealander who is now a TV pundit who played international rugby and cricket for his country. Easy that one.
England coach Eddie Jones has coached which other international countries during his career?
And
Anyone else?
maybe no.
Name the 2 Cornishmen who were part of England's Rugby World Cup winning squad of 2003.
One of them's got to be. The other one will be.
Who were Exeter's first ever opponents in the Heineken Cup?
I'm going to say... Which stadium will hold the 2017 European Champions Cup final?
Which British and Irish Lion holds the record for the most points scored in the European Cup?
Which player was named the 2016 European Player of the Year? Can you remember that far back?
Which club has won the Heineken Champions Cup the most times?
In 2013, the Chiefs scored 6 tries in a Heineken Cup game against which club?
Name the 2 Premiership clubs that former Plymouth Albion coach Graham Dell played for.
I think the Plymouth Albion coach Graham Dorr played for... and... What's the name of the Argentine Super Rugby team?
What is the name of the manufacturer who produces match balls for the Aviva Premiership?
At which rugby ground would you find the famous Hellfire Corner, Phil?
Oh.
Which RFU Championship club play their home games at Clifton Lane?
Name the 2 Australians to have captained the Wallabies to World Cup success.
Can't think of the other one.
Have a go.
Scrum half.
Thomas, if you stacked every pint of Foster's sold each year on top of each other, how many times would it reach around the world? A, 9.2, B, 4.3, C, 1.1, or D, 3.3?
How many Olympic swimming pools will the Foster's annual sales full? A. 192, B. 166, C. 45, or D. 1002?
Thomas, when was Foster's first brewed and where?
Phil, where was Heineken originally brewed?
You were there, weren't you?
Yeah. Heineken.
Yeah.
Absolute idiot.
What major football tournament is Heineken a sponsor of as of 2016?
How many countries is Heineken sold in? Is it A, 192, B, 80, C, 467, or D, 154?
I'm go- How many drinks of Heineken are served around the world per day to the closest million? Per day.
Per day.
All those boozers.
Yeah, a lot of boozers.
In which year was Heineken originally brewed? Was it A, 1810, B, 1873, C, 1900, or D, 2012?
I'm going to go for which brand owned by Heineken UK is a sponsor of Team GB 2016? Is it A, Foster's, B, Heineken, or C, Strongbow?
I would say
I asked you who was Exeter's first ever opponent in the Viva Premiership. The answer was Gloucester.
I asked you how many internationals are there in the current Exeter Chiefs squad, and I think you underestimated it by a big amount. You said 7, and the answer was 15.
That's awkward.
I asked you, Sorelli Naklavuki signed for the Chiefs from which Super Rugby side? You said Stormers is correct. Well done.
I asked you to name the 3 teams the Chiefs will face in this season's European Champions Cup, and the answers are Clermont, Bordeaux, and Ulster.
Too easy. I asked you to name the 3 current Exeter Chief players who were all born in Harare. Answer is Don Armand, Dave Ewers, and Kai Horseman, allegedly. All those years ago. Different places in the 50s.
I asked you who scored Exeter's 2 tries in last season's Aviva Premiership final. The answer is Jack Yendall and Jack Noel.
That's once! Yes! Because he's behind now and he's right in line.
I asked who was the oldest player to ever play the Viva Premiership. The answer is Braithwaite. Well done, Jeff.
Thank you. I asked you in what year was Premiership Rugby formed. The answer was 1987.
I asked you, current Bath coach Todd Blackadder led which Super Rugby outfit to 3 titles, and the answer is Canterbury Crusaders.
Well done.
Well done, Phil.
Then created that bigger gap and had movement from both teams.
I asked you which 3 clubs have played in every season of the Premiership since its creation. Bath, Gloucester, Wasps.
Leicester. Oh.
I asked you who had the most Premiership appearances of all time. The answer is Steve Borthwick.
I asked you which Premiership club, plays their home games at the AJ Bell Stadium. The answer is Sale Sharks.
I asked you which international country was known as the Simbas. The answer is Kenya.
Okay. I asked you to name the 5 countries that played at Sandy Park during the 2015 World Cup. The answer was Georgia, Italy, Romania, Tonga, and Namibia.
I asked you to name the New Zealander who was now TV pundit, played international cricket and rugby for his country. And the answer is Jeff Wilson. Well done.
Thank you.
I asked you, current England head coach Eddie Jones has coached which other international countries during his career? And the answer is Australia and Japan. I think he was a consultant for South Africa.
Who's he?
I asked you to name the 2 cornersmen who were part of the England's Rugby World Cup winning squad of 2003. The answer is Trevor Woodland and Phil Vickery.
I asked you who were Exeter's first ever opponents in the Heineken Cup. The answer was Leinster.
I asked you which stadium would hold the 2017 Champions Cup final. The answer is the BT Murrayfield Stadium. Sorry, you were nearly there.
I'm still taking it.
I asked you which British and Irish Lion holds the record for the most points scored in the European Cup, and the answer is Ronan O'Gara.
I asked you which player was named the 2016 European Player of the Year.
Aha!
Maro Toji. Well done.
Side. Barrett on the crash ball. Stay. Itoji. Bosch alongside to help out. Step. Right old massive bodies. Wigglesworth.
I asked you which club has won the Heineken Champions Cup the most times. The answer is Toulouse, who have won it 4 times.
I asked you in 2013, the Chiefs scored 6 tries in the Heineken Cup game against which club? And the answer is Cardiff Blues.
This time it will be Toulon, the champions, high-flying Glasgow. And another big name from Wales today, the Cardiff Blues. European days to savour. As ever, a good atmosphere in the ground.
I asked you the name of 2 Premiership clubs that former Plymouth Albion coach Graham Dale played for. The answer was Scarlets and Basel.
I asked you what is the name of the Argentine Super Rugby team. The answer is the Jaguars. Well done, Thomas.
Thank you.
I asked you what is the name of the manufacturer who produces match balls for the Aviva Premiership. The answer is Gilbert.
I asked you at which rugby ground you would find the famous Hellfire Corner, and the answer is Red Ruth.
Fair play.
I asked you which RFU Championship club play their home games at Clifton Lane. The answer is Rotherham.
I asked you to name the 2 Australians to have captained the Wallabies to World Cup success. The answer is Nick Farr-Jones and John Eales.
I asked you, Thomas, if you stacked every pint of Foster's sold each year on top of each other, how many times would it reach around the world? You guessed the highlighted one, B, 4.3. Correct, that is the right answer.
Thank you. I asked you how many Olympic swimming pools will the Foster's annual sales for, and the answer is A, 192.
I asked you when was Foster's first brewed and where. You didn't give me an answer in terms of when. That was 1888, but it was in Australia, not in Melbourne, in Melbourne.
I asked you where was Heineken originally brewed. You said Australia. It's obviously Holland.
You had a different question. No. They're trying to cheat. I asked you what major football tournament is Heineken a sponsor of as of 2016. The answer is Champions League. Well done.
Thank you. Well, I asked you how many countries is Heineken sold in, and the correct answer is A, 192.
Yes.
Well done, Phil.
I asked you how many drinks of Heineken are served around the world per day. Close to a million. And the answer is 25 million.
I asked you in which year was Heineken originally brewed. The answer is 1873.
I asked you which brand owned by Heineken UK is a sponsor of Team GB 2016. The answer is Strongbow.
Double.
What are you doing? Double knock? Bloody Paddington Bear, wasn't it?
Yours isn't big enough.
Let's bring my head.
It's not big enough, mate.
Yeah, it is.
No. That's not
Prove it.
as big as Kyle Horseman's head. That's as big as Kyle Horseman's head.
You didn't say that, you said my head. No, you're not having it. You're not having it. I'll never do it now, Phil.